Get this recording popping. All right. Okay. All right. So our goal is very simple. Our goal is very, very simple. Okay. So our goal is to get you paid and expedite the process of getting you paid. Some of our people who are, new and who have already started getting paid can attest to that. So type of one, if you've already, as a new member, you've already paid yourself with LYMG before. Like if you're new, if you're still within your first 60 days and you've already paid yourself multiple times, type of one in the chat. Right. So I say this because I want all of the first time people to really see what's going on. And I want you to understand this methodology, right? Um, our goal is to get you paid. Our goal is to get you paid and to help you grow in areas. And we really employ a lot of psychology. With my teaching style, I employ a lot of psychology so that way you know the right questions to ask and we can streamline your learning. So there's a psychological principle that says anything that's more than 10% new, the brain automatically tends to reject, right? Anything that's more than 10% new, the brain automatically it rejects. So, for instance, when Steve Jobs and Apple and the Apple team came out with the iPhone, they weren't the first smartphone. BlackBerry was the first smartphone. What iPhone did was put, instead of the BlackBerry whole thing, their whole signature was to click in the keyboard, right? That was their status symbol. You were somebody if you had a BlackBerry and it popped open and you can type on the keyboard. iPhone said, okay, we're going to keep the idea of the smartphone and just remove the keyboard. So we're going to make their signature obsolete by putting the keyboard inside the phone. And now it's just one screen, right? That was the 10% thing. That was the 10% thing that people that was within the 10% that people were able to accept. Apple couldn't come out with a phone that didn't have buttons and it didn't have a screen, and they were the first smartphone. They waited, right? So what we do is we just use, our people are able to get results because we use real life. See, a lot of people like to try new things, but first, as I'm about to say this, type of one in the chat if you work. If you work a job, type of one in the chat. You work a job, if you work throughout the day, you own a company or something, you're doing something throughout the day, type of one in the chat. So what that means is right now your time is already spoken for, right? So what a lot of people like to do with learning something new and exciting like trading is they want to think, how fast can I get to the money, instead of how can I get to the money from where I'm at, right? Like I always say, it's a lot of times I don't show my profit screens for some accounts because you don't know what I'm starting with, right? If I show you a $10,000 day, but I have a 50K account, right? And I'm putting up, let's say a 50K account and I'm putting up 5K per trade. If I show you a 10K day, right? That means I just took 5K and doubled it. But you're stuck on the 10K part, but you're sitting with a $40 account, right? I have to show you how to get to 10K starting with $40, right? So when it comes to trading, a lot of people want to know everything from scratch. Hey, how do you do this? How do you do that? And what I'm saying is you don't have the time structure as it currently is to actually be able to employ. If I teach and to employ everything, if I take tonight and teach you how to run TradingView, when are you going to mark up your charts? You see what I'm saying? Like, if I take tonight, to me, I would be ripping you off. I would be ripping you off if I went and showed you how to use TradingView and how to put and how to pull up the lines and how to draw diagonals on your chart and how to mark off double tops and double bottoms. But when would you use that? Would you rather know, would you rather want to know how to use the tools, right? Or do you want to know when to use the tools and where to use them? The first thing I want to know, right, is, and this is from 10 years plus of trading. All right, I took my first trade in 2013. I want to know what I'm looking at, right? Like if we all were related and you're a new driver, I want to know that you know what a red light means, a yellow light means, and a green light means. I want to know that you know how to read and where to look for the police officers on the side of the road. I want to know that you know how to read the stop signs and the traffic signs that tell you when speeds are increasing and decreasing. I want to know that I want to make sure that you know how to merge onto the highway safely and how to get off the highway safely and how to use your indicators when you start driving, right? So what we do is just use the same outlook that our brain has. Because our brain wants to do what? It wants to run towards pleasure and run away from pain. But people will get so excited that they totally disregard, hey, Kirk's been doing this for 11 years, yo. So you want to learn the markup, right? Rather than just taking the markup from somebody who's been doing it 11 years. Now, my goal is to teach you how to interpret and read that markup until you get to the point where you can do your own markup, right? So type a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. It's to expedite the process for you to start making money, right? It's also to set up a framework so that you're educating yourself every day along with getting fed when we do our live trades, we do our meetings, when we do so on and so forth. I see so many people battling the team because they're like, yeah, I didn't take that trade because I didn't feel comfortable. Are you expecting to feel comfortable next Monday? You know what I'm saying? Are you expecting to feel comfortable next Monday? Because here's the reality. When are you going to make the time between this Monday to next Monday to go and learn any and everything about trading in order to get comfortable? Right? When? It's not going to happen. Right? So just like we walk into a new job, nobody stops and stares and look at you, right? And go, hey, everybody stop and halt all operations. We got a new person today. Let's not continue our work. When you go and get a new car and there's a first-time driver on the road, that first-time driver has to acclimate to traffic. The traffic does not acclimate to the new driver. Your brain is already used to the acclimation process, right? So where people come and tend to mess up is now they put their emotions in the front of everything, right? And now they take away how their brain is structured and they go, hey, instead of talking in a group, you know, hit me on the side, or instead of just acclimating to how things go, hit me on the side. Hey, I had a question about X, Y, and Z. So on that markup, I saw that. And I'm like, that's not the best. That's not the best use of your time right now, because the real answer, you're not even going to be able to understand what I'm going to tell you right now. And that's going to intimidate you. And it's just going to you're just going to keep realizing how much you don't know. And then you're going to get to the point you're going to be like, oh, well, I tried trading. It didn't work for me. I tried it. And then that usually starts the YouTube hustle. And I'll tell you about the YouTube hustle, right? I'm going to spend about 10, just 15 minutes talking about this to save you a lifetime. The YouTube ear hustle is when you go on YouTube and you start trying to look up free things, and then they give you and because I've tried it, I'm not knocking it, I've tried it. They give you half of the answer, right? And then the other half is, oh, subscribe to my master class and it's going to be X, Y, and Z. Subscribe to this, subscribe to that. But they teach you a how to mark up a chart, a how to do this. Oh, here's a strategy that helped me win $1 million. So make $1 million. So I was telling one guy, he hit me up super duper excited, right? And he was never really in LYMG. And he paid to get in, but I guess it was just beneath him to actually participate. So he felt. So I remember one time there was a YouTube guy who's very viral and popular. He was saying how he used a simple strategy to turn 100 into $1 million. But let me show you what he did. It was funny. And so the dude sent me the videos like, "What's up? Can you do this? Can you do this right here? This is what I want to happen. This is what I want to happen. I seen the money to trade for me." So in this candle, and here's where the lesson starts, right? On this chart right here, if you see in this left-hand corner, right, wherever you see that magnifying glass that shows you what we're trading, that's obsolete. That don't matter right now. This shows you the time period. So this means each one of these candles represents one day. Each one of these candles represents one day, 24 hours worth of data, right? So from this guy's perspective, who was untrained, who didn't know anything about trading, this was all that he saw. True story too, by the way, right? This is all that he saw. Dude was talking about he took 100 and made $1 million. And because to him, he don't realize how long these candles represent, he thinks this guy is doing this in like a week or something like that. Each one of those candles that he was looking at, the smallest time frame that he was looking at was a day. He was looking at the daily, the weekly, the monthly, right? So if you're a vet, you laugh because it's like, oh, well, dang, he's talking about it happened over the course of years, right? It didn't just happen in a month. It didn't happen in 2 months, and it happened in 3 months. It happened over the course of years. But because you have somebody who leads with emotion and they lead with excitement, anticipation, new beginnings, new chapter, new me. Oh, this is the spring. This is the coming out the cocoon, and all whatever it is. This is my season. Whatever it is, you have to know where to place that emotion. And we talked about this last week or the week before. Place that emotion at the end of your process once you've been disciplined enough to follow through. So we're going to go over some disciplines tonight, and then that's when you get excited. Do not let emotions loom over your entire trading journey, because I cannot even guarantee, I can bet you one or two things. If you don't have a fast start, you will quit. And guess what? I've been delivered from. I've been delivered from the need to cater to people's emotions, right? Instead of making sure they're grounded and have a solid foundation and knowledge and understanding and know what they've been doing. So we've been winning a lot more because my goal is not to just come on here and try to impress, right? And hope that you stick around. My goal is to make sure that you stay consistent. You're going to know what you're doing. So, to the new people who have been here around 30, 60 days, type a 1 in the chat if you learned something since you've been here. If you've made somebody and you learned something, right? If you learned something since you've been here, type a 1 in the chat. So we're going to do exactly what your brain is used to, right? When you started that new job, everybody kept working. Somebody took time out to train you, but they also showed you the duties that you would be doing. So the first thing I'm going to say is the most important thing that you need to do right now, if you're a new person, right, is understand, check your phone at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard and 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right? That's the most important thing that you need to do right now. Check your phone at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just type copy in the chat if you got that. Just type copy. I am not going to handicap you. I promise you that. I'm not going to hold you hostage. We are going to, the vets will tell you, I'm not one of those people, right? I'm not a lid. I'm not a lid. And when I say a lid, I don't mean that you'll only be as successful as I am, right? I am not a lid at all, right? I want you to make the most money. And I also want you to understand how to navigate the journey so that you don't become anxious, you don't become guided by your emotions, and that you don't quit. Because then I look at it as a waste of my time. You see what I'm saying? I want everybody to be consistent and for you to not overwhelm yourself. Okay, so I'm starting off with a quick 3-question questionnaire. If you have 20 minutes, right? You have 24 hours in a day. If you have 20 minutes, oh, somebody's trying to get in. She's been trying to get in for a little minute. Goodness gracious. Hold on. Okay. I think she's in here now. All right. She's in there now. I think. Okay. If you have 20 minutes to spare throughout the day, right? 5 days a week, type me in the chat. If you have 20 minutes to spare, 5 days throughout the week, type me in the chat. Okay. All right. Let's get it. Say it again. If you have 20 minutes to spare throughout the day, 5 days a week, type me in the chat. Now, all success is not emotional. All success is formulaic, right? So guess what? What's today? What's today? April 1st. Watch this. If you be consistent studying for those 20 minutes, right? The videos are listed in chronological order. You do not have to complete the videos in one sitting. Study them with a piece of pen and paper and write actual notes down, right? Then when you come to the chat, ask questions regarding the studying. That's going to help you fill in the knowledge gaps. That way I won't have to come up here every week and start talking about, okay, here's what a pip is. And then you go, let's say you missed it, right? Let's say you had some technical difficulties or you had an outage. Now you weren't able to make it last Monday. So now you go a whole 7 days, 6 days without any information, knowledge, or anything being put into your mind because you didn't have the framework. And now you're weighing everything on that following Monday going, well, I missed it last time, but now I'm here. Now I'm going to have to repeat. And the conversation never becomes progressive. It becomes revolving. We never move forward doing that. And that's how a lot of people operate. They'll feel good in a revolving conversation because it makes them feel busy. It makes them feel busy. It makes them feel like they're doing something. But in reality, you're not making any progress. You're not getting any money. So now, with those 5 days, right? 5 days out the week, 20 minutes. That's going to equal 100 minutes a week. 100 minutes a week out of a total of 168 hours. I'm putting this in perspective to you for a reason. Notice I didn't say an hour a day, 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day. 100 minutes out of 168 hours, right? A week. So if you can do that right there, just put of course, type of course in the chat. Type of course in the chat. 100 minutes, right? That's going to be your education time. Because guess what? We've done countless new members classes where I go over everything from start to finish. We have new members group classes, we have new members, we have new member one-on-ones, and I also gave you all access to our premium course, one of our premium courses. So if you look in the new members chat, it's a course called Mastering the Fundamentals. Shout out to Malcolm about, that was probably 2 years ago now. Malcolm was totally new, right? No experience with trading, and we went through everything one by one. Now, here's the dope thing. The technical analysis part, meaning what we talk about on the charts, the chart markups, it's the same for options and Forex. how to mark off order blocks, how to mark off double tops, how to mark off double bottoms. So therefore, you have the mind frame, you have the framework to understand. I can watch that and learn how to mark off for both. All right, the principles are the same, and that's the ability of principle-based learning. It's pretty much the same, right? Now, just like once again, how the brain is used to. Hey, you know how to drive a car, you know how to drive automatic. Okay, cool. So you used to drive a Hyundai Elantra, right? Now you go and get a Lexus. You don't have to take a whole new driver course to get a driver's license because the principles are the same. The gas is in the same place, the brake is in the same place, so on and so forth. The steering wheel is the same. They might have different horsepower. That's exactly how it is for options and Forex. You can watch that technical analysis course to actually learn from scratch and mark up both. Type of one in the chat if you got that. Type of one in the chat if you got that. And that course alone, y'all, that course alone, when I first started, we used to sell for $277. That course alone. So please do not take advantage. Please take advantage. Don't just sit there and trust me. Some people have made some thousands and thousands off of that course right there. Right? So now let's watch this. Let's watch how your life, your mindset, everything's going to change within this time frame. When you dedicate that 20 minutes a day, 5 days a week, put the excitement right here instead of putting the excitement right here. Put the excitement that you actually followed through, bam. And then when you do it again, 3, 4, 5, excited. Now look, you get more excited. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now your excitement cubed. Why? Because you know you're on your way to the money. You know you're on your way to the money. Now look, excitement quadruple, right? What happens after 4 weeks? And let's just throw in an extra one here. Let's say you were feeling real good. So you decided to get another one in right there, right? What happens is you just turn your success into a formula. Anything that you do for 21 days, if you want to build a habit, do it for 21 days, right? Do it for 21 days. Be consistent. Now it becomes a part of your lifestyle, right? No matter how many, and I, I laugh at it, but I'm not laughing at anybody. I'm laughing with you. Like I see the motivation videos and stuff, and I'm like, that's cool. I need you to understand the numbers and the success, the numbers behind the success. I need you to understand the formulas behind the success. Anything that you do for 21 days, you make it a habit for 21 days straight, meaning that you were supposed to do this on day 1, day 2, day 3. You follow through for 21 days, it's going to become a habit. Now, number 1, I know that you're committed. Number 2, you're watching the videos, right? And I know that when you ask a question, you're asking a question to fill in the gap, a knowledge gap. All right. And then when you're also taking trades with us and you're coming to the Thursday live review meetings, that's also filling in the gaps while you're watching your videos on your own as well. And then the course is going to start to come to life. The charts are going to start to come to life, right? Because look, you're doing this on your own, and then we throw in, let's say we throw in look, bam, we throw in a Sunday meeting and a Thursday meeting. Sunday meeting, Thursday meeting. Sunday meeting, Thursday meeting. Sunday meeting, Thursday meeting. Your 21 days hit sooner, right? And now we're filling in knowledge gaps. That's what we want to be doing. We're filling in knowledge gaps. You go to a new job, let's say you could be going to pack boxes, right? They're going to show you how to pack the box, how to tape it correctly, scan the SKU code, and then you might go, hey, where do I take the box after? Hey, you don't need to learn that just yet. Just slide it right on down this conveyor belt. Then as you start getting more experience, hey, take the box over here. Then they just start filling in knowledge gaps. Then you're going to meet that one person. Hey, bro, they ain't even tell you how to really get busy. Here's what you do right here. Here's what I do to help me be more efficient with it. I go ahead and did it. Type of one in the chat. You ever met that person at work? Now, look, here's another way that you could do this to really help you out. Bam. Like, that's what LYMG is. The questions that some of y'all need to know right now. I'm gonna show you, like, we're gonna get your framework right. If you work during the day, right? Like, type a 1 in the chat if you're going to be trading while you're working throughout the day. Type a 1 in the chat if you're going to be trading while you're working throughout the day. All right. Gonna be 2 things that you need to know. Here are the charts you're going to pay attention to. SPY for options, EUR USD for Forex. And guess what? These 2 are related and they tend to move in the same direction. They tend to move in the same direction, right? So they're kind of correlated already. So now the options market opens at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard and runs until 3:30, right? As far as day trading, you could make a trade on an option that expires the next day and beyond up until 4 p.m. Eastern Standard, right? So just type in 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Just type that in the chat, 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's the options time. 9:30 a, 4 p. That's the options time. That's the options market time, right? Now, how an option works is very simple, right? Very simple. There is a tug of war between time. This is my time with the sand hourglass. Bam. Time and money. All right. The more time that expires on an option, the less money. All right. The more time an option is available, an option is out, the option is moving, your option is active, the value of that option starts to go down, right? After every single day that you hold an option, that option has something called theta decay or time decay. The value of it starts to go down. All right. So now there's also something called, now guess what? The quicker your option hits or the quicker your option gets in the money, it's worth more money. So the less time your option takes to get in the money, it's worth more money. Think of it like bananas, right? If I put bananas on the rack when they're green, that's too soon, right? But then when they're like green turning yellow, okay, cool. Somebody might buy them if they're thinking, okay, I'm gonna eat bananas sometime throughout the week. But when they're at that perfectly ripe stage, now they're gonna go from ripe. That means somebody want to eat bananas that day. You see what I'm saying? They want to eat bananas that day. That means they're gonna go from ripe to getting those brown spots on them. All right. And people want to get it right in the middle, right when it's ripe, right? You don't want the banana with the brown spots and it turns black unless you have a special dish that you're making. That's how options work, okay? So when we're trading look, why am I telling you this? Because it's going to have you to be proactive so that when we trade a day trade, number one, what are the 2 times that I mentioned that you want to check the charts? Check the chat in the morning.
8:30.
Yep. Type it in the chat. Yep. I heard somebody say something.
8 to 9:30. now?
8 and 9:30.
Perfect, perfect. Hold on, wait, somebody said it. Let me see. Somebody said there. All right. So 9:30. So now guess what that avoids? Guess what that avoids? Hey, is it too late? Is it too late? Is it, hey, I got in, I'm here, but is it too late? I saw the message went out at 10:03. It's 12:52. Can I still hop in? Now you know the framework. If we're doing a day trade, right? If we're doing a day trade, that means that call, that put, that option that we're doing expires on that same day. So if we're doing a day trade and you catch it 2, 3, 4 hours late, you've already missed a majority of the time. You've already missed the majority of the movement. So you might be too late. If we're trading what's called a swing trade, a trade that will hold overnight, like CCL, for example, the Carnival trade, that trade doesn't expire till April 12th. You can simply go to Robinhood. You can go into our chat, the Clearport, see how much we pay for it and see how much it's costing on Robinhood. And because it doesn't expire till the 12th, April 12th, the time decay on that is way less than a trade that expires the same day, right? The time decay on that is way less than a trade that expires the same day. So new people and new people only. Type got it in the chat if that makes sense. Type got it. Okay, great. 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 All right, let's do a quick knowledge check. All right. All right, Miss Jones. So here, think of it like bananas on a grocery stand, right? Think of it like bananas on a grocery stand. If I have the bananas that are green, right, those have a longer shelf life than the bananas that are already yellow with a little bit of black spots in them. Those don't have as long as a shelf life. I have to use those and sell those soon. So if we pick an option with the expiration date, each option that we pick is going to have an expiration date. The expiration date just means on that date, the option expires. At the end of the trading day, the option expires. So when you do a day trade, you're basically picking an option that expires on the same day. So tomorrow's the 2nd. If we pick an option that expires April the 2nd, we're picking an option that expires that same day. So as we hold that option, right? As we hold the option throughout the day, it becomes less and less valuable unless it's already in the money, right? Which means in the money just means it's reached its destination, right? So if it doesn't reach its destination by the end of the day, all that time that we spent holding the option is going to be like sand dripping down the bottom of the hourglass, right? So what we do to protect against that is a lot of the times we'll buy options that expire the next day so that it gives us more and more time, just in case we need more time for the move to take place. And if the move does happen early, then guess what? The battle of tug and war goes towards the money side. Why? Because we're making more money because the option took less time to get to where we needed it to be, right? We see this principle in every facet of life. Now watch this, Ms. Jones, watch this. Which one is cheaper, right? To catch an hour flight from Charlotte to New York, just gonna throw a place out there, or to go and gas up the car and drive to New York, which one would be cheaper? This is for everybody. Don't overthink it. Which one would be cheaper? Right? Gas up the whip, drive up to New York, or to get a flight.
I say take the flight.
All right. So people say car. So car is going to be cheaper, right? Car is going to be cheaper. You're not going to spend $300, $400, $500 in gas. You're right. You're not going to spend that much. It's going to be cheaper, but you're going to pay more for the flight because it's more convenient. And people are willing to pay for convenience because it's going to get you there quicker. You see what I'm saying? So a day trade is like that's like us driving a car to New York. Yes, we're going to pay less, right? We're going to pay less. But with the flight, that's like a swing trade. If we buy the same option, right? Yeah. If we buy the same option that expires the next day, we're going to pay more, just like for a flight, but we're also going to get paid more because if it gets there quicker, we're going to get a bigger payday. So the flight is worth it because it saves you time, right? Just like our option that's a swing trade, it saves us time. It gives us more time. So like today, when the SPY 523 put hit, guess what it did? It hit today instead of tomorrow. So we were able to make a lot more before time decay started to kick in. We got the bananas while they were super duper ripe and ready, right? These are like the perfect bananas. Yellow, the green is faded, no black spots on them. We got them right there. Bam. Right? We didn't have to get any time decay or anything like that. Right? So in that case, swing trading is like your flight because it's going to help you get to where you want to go faster and you're going to get paid more. Right? Day trade is like hopping in the car and cool, you get an option that expires the same day. You're putting a lot of stress on that option. You got to be dang sure that option go get to where you want to go to if you're day trading. Just like you're putting a lot of stress on the car driving from Charlotte to New York. You're not going to take the 1998 Volkswagen. You see what I'm saying? You're going to make sure you got a car that can make the trip. That's why people go and rent it, so on and so forth, because they don't want to put that many miles on their car. It's the same idea with day trading. I don't want to put that much stress on my option. I have to get where it needs to go from 9:30 to 4, because if it doesn't, I'm going to have to end up paying the price for it. You drive a car that's not ready from Charlotte to New York, you're going to have to end up paying the bill. So now you got gas plus mechanic bill, right? Versus if you pay a little more to catch the flight, you're going to get there in less time and it's more convenient. So type of one in the chat if you got that. All right. So, few housekeeping things that you need to know in terms of option trading, right? Put means sell. We think price is going to go down, right? That's to sell. We think price is going to go down. That's called a put. Call, buy. We think price is going to go up. All right. Call, buy. We believe price is going to go up. Okay. Day trade, true or false? Knowledge check. Day trade is when an option expires the next day or after. True or false? All of our new people first. On the count of 3, type it in the chat. I'm gonna repeat the question. Day trade, a day trade is when the option expires the next day or later. True or false? 1, 2, 3. All right. False. Remember, day trade, same day. Day trade, same day. Daycare, same day. Daycare. Think about it that way. Daycare, same day. I drop my baby off in the morning, I pick my baby up in the evening. Remember, the charts are nothing but just a reflection of reality. Literally. Day trade, daycare. I pick my baby up the same day. If my baby stays too long, what happens? Who gets fined if the baby stays too long at daycare? Who gets fined? Exactly. So when you keep your option in too long, who pays the price?
You do.
There it is. There it is. Now, swing trade, sleepover, spend the night, swing trade, right? Everybody, look, I don't know if we still do it now, but back in our days, right? Everybody had that favorite, you had that one auntie and uncle who had the cable, who had the video games. You go spend the night at your cousin's house, right? Your mom could drop you off, your family could drop you off Friday. If they came to get you on Friday night, they're coming to get you before all the fun's happen. The fun is happening. If you're expected to stay there till Sunday, all the cousins there till Sunday, and you get out, you leave too short, everybody's gonna be like, hey, what's going on? Huh? Why you do that? It's the same thing. So if you get out of a swing trade too early, who's cutting their fun out? You or them? If you get out of a swing trade too early, who's cutting the fun out? Right? Same way. If you get out of a swing trade too early, you're cutting your own funds. You're cutting your own funds. Right? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So now let's go again. Day trading, true or false? Day trading is when a trade expires on the next day or later. True or false? Perfect. 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 All right. Perfect. Excellent. Okay. Now, overall, in terms of technicals, right? I want to hear this from some of our our seasoned new people. What are some technical questions that you have that you might have, or something technical tonight that you feel like, that would be good to cover for people who are brand spanking new? Because like right now, new people with technicals, you're probably going to spend probably 5% of your time maybe doing anything technical just yet, because we don't want you to get overwhelmed. We want you to be able to buy back your time, which means that take the trades with us, spend about 10, 15 minutes a day in the chat, checking it when we put our trades in, right? Copying and pasting those trades, getting the 3-minute educational video that comes with the trade, attending the live sessions where we go over this is why we won, right? And then as you gain more confidence, bam, you're getting your 20 minutes in a day. It's already videos show you how to use TradingView. It's already videos to show you how to mark up charts. It's already videos to show you how to read the charts. You're going to just naturally progress into spending more time on the charts because now you have a vested interest. I would not be a good educator nor a good leader if I said, here, just go and watch these videos with no framework. Go and watch these videos with no game plan. That's like the PE teacher that just roll the balls out and say, All right, y'all go. Y'all go. For the substitute teacher that just hand out the packets, the learning packets, y'all go. You're not learning anything. And now what you're doing is trying to fit this in to an already busy day. So the moment that day didn't go like how you planned on it to go, guess what's going to be the first thing you cut out? Can't cut out the kids. Can't cut out the job. You can't cut out your health. You can't cut out groceries. It's going to be the thing that will actually help you get out of the rat race, get out of the 9-to-5 grind that you end up cutting out. Because you have the least, not because you're not driven, you just have the least amount of experience and the least amount of confidence with that. So my thing right now is from by the month of April, by the end of the month of April, I want to make sure that you know how to trade on Robinhood in and out. You know how to pay yourself. You know how to deposit money into your account, and you know how to deposit money into your Robinhood, and you know how to withdraw money from Robinhood and pay yourself after every trade. That's the goal, month one. And to make sure you're following along and staying steady, staying focused, staying consistent. That is it. That is it. So now, let's see here. Boom. Couple principles, right? Couple principles right here. If a chart, you read from left to right, you read a chart from left to right. Each one of these candles represents an amount of time. So in this case, this is a day. Each one of these candles represents a day, 24 hours, right? If the chart is going up from left to right, it is an uptrend, right? We want to buy in an uptrend. We want to buy in an uptrend. Now, think about from an investor standpoint. If I'm an investor, what's a good deal? If I buy something when the price is low, or if I buy it when the price is high? What's a good deal? If I buy when the price is low, or I buy when the price is high? There it is. We could end class right now, right? So now, this is what that looks like. This is what that looks like in real time. I'm buying, if this is my uptrend, I'm buying. I call this the aesthetics, right? I call this profit aesthetics, PROFIT, aesthetics. This is what a winning chart looks like. If I'm buying in an uptrend, boom, I'm buying low. Bam, buying low. Bam, buying low. Bam, buying low. Right? That's what a winning chart looks like. And then look, I'm cashing out high, selling high, selling high, selling high. So now, vets, even y'all gonna get some of this. Y'all gonna get this right here, right? You're gonna find value in this. Some of you all, you keep hearing me say framework. This is a framework lesson, right? Because I know you're just looking at Robinhood and seeing your money and your numbers fluctuating up and down before you go and look at TradingView and actually look at the chart. So new people, make sure you download TradingView app and just follow along with the chart. I don't need you to try to mark it off just yet, right? We're gonna have some additional markup classes available too, like on the side if you want to sign up for it. We also have the videos, but for the people who need more of a one-on-one approach, we'll have that available for you. All right. So here's the key right here. Here's the key. Some of our vets, we be up here, and then I hear the question go, "Hey, y'all still in that? Is it a good time to get in SPY? Look at the aesthetic. Is this a place I want to enter or buy? Yes or no? New people. Is this a place I want to enter or buy? Just based off what we just went over. Trading view. Perfect. No, it's not, right? Because it's at a high point. It's at a high point. Bam. I don't want to enter a buy here. 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 I dang sure don't want to enter a buy here. I want to enter a buy here. Bam. Here. Bam. Here. Bam. Here. Bam. You know the rhythm is off, right? Just like if you feel your heart skipping a beat, you know something's off. You know the rhythm is off if you're asking, should I be entering right here instead of cashing out right here because you entered down here? You know the rhythm is off when you ask, should I be entering right here instead of cashing out right here because you entered down here? You know the rhythm is off when you ask, should I be entering right here instead of cashing out here because you entered right here? You know the rhythm is off when you ask, should I be entering right here? Bam. You should be cashing out right here because you entered down here. Bam. See what I'm saying? Type of one in chat if y'all got that. Good. So now, all right, gold is going to represent the where I want to cash out at. Green is going to represent my entry points. All right. All right. Gold represents cash out. Green represents my entry points. All right. So gold is for cash out. Perfect. Y'all got it? Green represents my entry points. So if I cash out, bam, let's see here. And let's go here. If I cashed out right here, my entry point was here. If I cash out right here, my entry point was here. If I cash out here, my entry point was here. If I cash out here, my entry point was here. If I cash out here, my entry point was here. Bam. Type of one in the chat if you got that. Bets. We can use this too. This is just a pure chart aesthetic. That's what it should look like. That's what it should look like. Right? That's what it should look like. Now, here's the cool thing. From here, it's just look, it's just literally shapes. Boom. So now watch this. Bam, boom, bam. Watch this, y'all. Now, whenever the charts are moving vertical, this is called the trend. Right? This is called the trend. All this verticality is called the trend. All this verticality, no matter if it's going up or down, it's the trend, right? There are three market phases. There are three market phases. Y'all, this is a winner right here. This is worth the price of admission alone. If you remember that, right? Equate it to this. What are the three phases of a street light? Right? What are the three phases of a street light? What three colors do you see when you're driving, no matter what city you're in, if you're in the United States or if you're driving somewhere globally? What are the three colors that you see? On a stoplight. Y'all type them in the chat. There it is.
Protect the life of your bill.
Red, yellow, green, right? Each one has a different command. Red means stop, yellow means caution, green means go, right? You never see a light go from green to red. Green, yellow, red. Then back to green. You never see a light go from red to yellow. There's a sequence, there's a pattern, right? There's a sequence and there's a pattern that the charts are, that the cars and the roads respect. Why? Because there's a lot at stake on that road. There's a lot of human capital on that road. There's a lot of employees on that road. There's a lot of family. There's a lot of mothers and fathers and children on that road. So there has to be a civilized system that governs that road to keep people moving and grooving and to keep the accidents to a minimum, right? So with what we trade, you don't hear me talk a lot about crypto because there's not a lot of vested interest in crypto. Here's what I mean. There's a lot of interest in crypto. It's like, excuse my language, the person that everybody wants to hook up with, but nobody wants to marry. You see what I'm saying? So that's why charts can swing so crazy. Bing, bing, boom, bam, bing, 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 oh, ooh, ah, e. And it keeps you guessing, it keeps you wondering what's going on. Like, how, what, huh? Is this good? Some people get in it. Because look, we caught a LYMG grew because we got on Doge early when it was 0.0, when it was 1/15th of a cent. I saw Elon talking about it. I saw some on the charts I like, and I said, oh yeah, team, we going for it, right? And that mug ended up going to 73 cents from 1/15th of a penny, right? And LYMG grew. So I get crypto, but here's the difference between interest and vested interest. Interest just means, oh, I see that person over there, they're attractive. I want to experience them. I want to have a good experience with them, right? Vested interest is, I see that person, they're attractive, but I also like the way they move. I like their mind, their body, their spirit. I know if I approach them, I have to come correct. I know I gotta have financial security. I gotta have this, I gotta have that. I gotta have all these things together because not only if she like me, cool, but her people gotta like me too. Or such and such gotta like me. Oh, with him, he's the golden boy in the family. So I'm gonna make sure I ain't one of them little hoochies that's just trying to such and such her son. That's just trying. So she want to make sure I got my own and I ain't trying to leech off of them. It's a different approach, right? It's a total different approach. So why in the heck is that important, Kurt? What does that have to do with anything, right? When we trade SPY, that's the most traded ETF in the world, right? Why is it the most traded ETF in the world? Because that's where everybody's retirement. Remember how we were talking about is so much value on that road? That's where everybody's retirement is at. You see what I'm saying? That's the top 500 companies in the United States. So it's a gauge of how good the economy is doing. All of these people who've put all of these years into these companies, who have taken their pre-tax dollars, who have just blindly shifted it over and say, hey, company, I'm gonna trust you. I'm gonna give you 40 hours of my time. And yeah, I'm going to work myself to the point where I believe that when I get off of work, I've worked for the day. So I'm not going to go home and work on myself because I've already done the work for your company. And in exchange, you're also taking my pre-tax dollars and you're putting this thing called a 401k or 457B if you work for the government. And now I trust you with my money. If they don't get the money on that return, if they do not get the return on the investment and they put 20, 30, 40 years into the company, the entire system collapsed because there's no more trust in it. Type of 1 in the chat if you got that. So these companies, these hedge funds, go ahead and say, we're going to put your money in the safest place, right? SPY, just let it go up. Vanguard, and just let it go up. There's a vested interest in ensuring that SPY performs. And if a company inside the SPY is dragging it down, it's the top 500 companies, is rigged to win. So if a company is dragging it down, guess what happens? They remove that company and replace another company. I need I need that light bulb. When the light bulb comes on, type the light bulb emoji in the chat or just type light. Because once you understand that, now it's going to take so much anxiety, anxiousness, what ifs out of trading, and you're just going to be focused on realizing and learning how the system works because it has so much vested interest in it. Just like when you thought of driving, how many people, when you were able to start driving, you were excited? You didn't think about the fatality rate. With cars, as a 16-year-old, 15-year-old, you thought, I can't wait to start driving so let me learn how to drive. So now what we do for your mindset is take out all the doubt. What if it doesn't work? Can I do this? I'm new. I've never, can I do? Take all of that out. Now you're looking like, I'm about to learn how the system works. Because it's trillions of dollars invested into this right here, right? There's old money, politician money, teacher money, firefighter money, police money. There's union money. All of this money is invested in this place. Just like, hey, if there's a lot of cargo on the road, you better be dang sure you driving through a city, you're going to see stoplights. You're going to see police. If it's valuable real estate and valuable cargo going through there, you're going to see stoplights, you're going to see police, and you're going to see strict rules, right? You're going to see strict rules to make sure everything is getting where it needs to go in the time that it needs to get there. So I say that because we don't want to be patting Pampers, trying to tell you it's going to be okay, that you're going to get it. It's going to take time. We don't want to do that. We want to take that. We're extracting that part of all that worry, all that nonsense, all that negative self-talk. We're taking that out and we're about to input knowledge in that piece. So now we're about to even increase your learning capability because we're removing the anxiety from trading. You know it works, right? You've seen it in the chat. You know it works, but you also see what we're trading, and we're doing this in a responsible way. All right, we're doing this in a responsible way. Got it? So now we're trading SPY, the most traded ETF in the world. It's going to move in patterns just like traffic, right? It's going to move in patterns just like traffic. So here are the 3 market patterns. You learn this, you're golden. I can't wait to start. I cannot wait to start sharing your testimonials. Here's how it goes. There's 3 market patterns: consolidation, breakout, trend. Consolidation, breakout, trend. All right. Consolidation looks like this. Bam. Candles consolidated, looking like they could fit in the box. Candles consolidated, looking like they could fit in the box. Candles consolidated, looking like they could fit in the box. Candles consolidated, looking like they could fit in the box. Type a 1 in the chat, you see that. All right. Bam. So now check this. This is the candles consolidating. Guess what? They can't stay in the box forever, right? Can't stay in the box forever. So now, matter of fact, this is gonna be cold. Look, watch this. Watch the color correlation, excuse me. Consolidate. right? Then the breakout candle. Breakout candle. Bam. Now, why do we put this yellow? Breakout. It should be on, right? Off to the races. No, the breakout candle simply states that, okay, we got some action. Price is finally breaking out of that tight zone. It's finally breaking out of that tight zone, but we need to confirm it. We need to confirm it, right? Just like driving into traffic and the light might turn, but what if a pedestrian is crossing the street? Do we go? Do we drive just because we have the light? Or do we wait for the pedestrian to cross the street because they have the right of way? There we go. Let's see what y'all say in the chat. We wait. Exactly. So now this candle has broken out, but we have to wait for the breakout to confirm. So what's going to happen is we're going to get a big breakout. If it's a buyer's breakout, meaning the candle is pointing up, it's called a bullish breakout. Think of a bull. Think of a bull and with his horns point up, right? A bull attacks up. Bulls go up. Bears go down, right? So in this case, we're talking about the buyer's candle, right? It's going to go up, but it needs to make sure that it's done. It's done with this box. It's done with this consolidation zone. So it's going to have a red candle come back down. Bam. That's called the retest. It's going to have a red candle come back down and retest this zone. See, is it truly finished with this zone or not? How do we know when it's truly finished, right? We're going to get a green candle. Going to get a green candle. Hold on. Bam. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, my icon disappeared. But we're going to get a green candle that goes up. There it is. All right, let's see. There's the green. Oh, let's get right here. Green candle is going to go up, bam. Now, when the body of that green candle engulfs the body of that red candle, you will hear this a trillion times in all of the videos, right? So when you put that 20 minutes in a day, you're going to inevitably run into this information, all right? When the body of that green candle engulfs the body of that red candle, that starts the trend. So guess what color the trend is now? What color do we think the trend is going to be? If consolidation is red, the breakout is yellow, what color do we think the trend is going to be? Let's put it together. Excellent. Excellent. Y'all are right. Y'all are right. Y'all are right. Trend is going to be green. So what color is money usually? What color is money? Green. Bam. So now the trend is our friend. The trend is where we're getting paid, right? So now this part of the chart is where we're getting paid. This part of the chart is where we're getting paid. This part of the chart is where we're getting paid. This part of the chart is where we're getting paid. Now, so guess what? Consolidation zone. Oof. It happens right here. Right here. Right here. Right here. Right? So now, what about the breakout? So where's the breakout candle going to go? It has to break out from what? It has to break out from what type of zone? Consolidation zone. So now the breakout goes here. Look, breakout, retest, engulf, trend. Breakout, retest, engulf, trend. Breakout, retest, engulf, trend. Breakout, retest, engulf, trend. Right? Patterns, 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 patterns. So where we enter at, simple. Like this is simple. Where we enter at is when the breakout is confirmed. We enter when the breakout is confirmed before the market starts trending. So now we have our visual aesthetic, right? Let's see how well we retain information, right? True or false, right? In these green, where I'm putting the green at is where I want to enter at, right? In the uptrend, if price is going up, this is where I want to enter at. Bam, 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 bam. True or false, new people only. Just for aesthetic purposes. This is where I want to enter at. If I'm entering a buy, these are the areas I want to enter at. True or false? Let's see. Let's get all the answers. Let's get all 16, not including myself. Let's build confidence. This is not the place to go. I don't know yet, so I don't build confidence in real time. All right, I only see 6 answers. All right, Ms. Jones, perfect. Q, perfect. Chris, perfect. Asia, perfect. Rod, perfect. Galaxy Note 8. Who's Galaxy Note 8? I just want to know. Perfect, though. Joe, perfect. Who? Somebody said me. I'm saying, yeah, there you go. Okay, Jonathan. I want to make sure because I know you said you couldn't hear. That's why I want to make sure. All right, excellent. So now, look. True or false? Gold is where we want to cash out. This is where I 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 want to cash out. True or false? True or false? So now, here's why that's so valuable. Because now, rather than applying the 9-to-5 framework to investing, 9-to-5 framework goes what? How does the 9-to-5 framework goes? If I was supposed to be to work at 9 and I got there at 10, I'm late. I'm docked points, something happening, whatever. I got to be held accountable. So that's what people would do. They would look at the charts and go, dang, I didn't check at 9:30. Oh man, we got a signal at 9:37. But price, they don't even look at price action. They just go, we got a signal at 9:37 and it's 12:02. Man, I missed that, but I'm gonna be on the next one. You didn't even look at the charts to see where you're at. Because what if we entered right here, right? What if we entered down here? And this is where we entered, but price dipped even lower. And it's right here at 12:02. And we bought a swing trade. So a swing trade means that it doesn't expire on the same day. So does that give us more or less time for the chart to make its move? New folks, what we got? Excellent, Rod. Excellent, Chris, Joe, Q. Excellent. Where my ladies at? Where the ladies at? There you go. Don't let the fellas come here and have all the fun. Y'all go leave Asia stranded. Where the ladies at? If we bought I'm gonna say it again. If we bought a swing trade, if you check the chat, right? You check the clear port and see that we bought a swing trade. Does that give our option more or less time to move? Okay. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, Ms. Jones, I didn't see. Okay, that gives our option more time to move. So if you look at the chart, the chat, then right after the chat, look at the chart. Keep that framework in mind. If you look at the chat, then look at the chart, you are on the right path. Chart, the only difference is the letter R. So just some little corny to help you remember. You look at the chat, then look at the chart, you are on the right path. If you look at the chat and then you just look at the clock, you ain't right. You ain't right. If you look at the chat, look at the clock, you just go, oh, I'm late, I missed it. You ain't right. Go look at the chat, see if we put in a day trade or a swing trade, then go and look at the chart. If we're in a buy, right, and we bought right here, tell me, what is this a better deal, right? If you go to the store and buy something this day, and then the next day it's on sale, the same good is on sale for a lower price. Who's getting the better deal? The person who bought at price A or the person who bought at price B? Perfect. Perfect. Framework. I'm excited about this group. So now, chat, chart, you are on the right path. Chat, chart, you are on the right path. All right. So now, look, bam, you get a better deal. So we might have paid $47 to get in this option right here. It dips a little bit, and because you check the chat, then the chart, and you're on the right path, you got it for 25. So you could come down here and buy 2 contracts. Bam. And then as it starts to go up, now you're making more money because you paid less. We'll all make money, but you're making even more money. So now it gets up here, right? Because look what it has to do. Before it starts moving, just like traffic, right? Before it starts moving, just like traffic, it's going to have to go through its market patterns, right? Just like yellow, red, green, traffic just don't automatically start flowing because it feels like it. It's a lot of precious cargo. It's a lot of vested interest. It's a lot of vested interest. It's a lot of vested interest. All right. So before it starts moving, boom. Consolidating it here. What comes next after consolidation? What market phase comes next after consolidation? Perfect. Perfect. Breakout. Breakout. Perfect. All right. So now, look. True or false? Knowledge check. On the breakout, we in there. We enter. That's all we need. On the breakout, we enter. We good. True or false? The breakout, we enter. Now, how sure y'all on a scale from 1 to 10 that's the right answer? On a scale from 1 to 10, how sure y'all that's the right answer? All right. Price got to come back and retest. Bam. They got to come back and retest. Then, there it is, Q. Then it got to engulf. Once it engulfs, what market phase is next? Talk to me. What market phase is next? Trend. And the trend is our what? Friend, because that's where we get paid. Bam. So now, look, doesn't it make more sense to just do the process of elimination on every single trade that I take? Here is what happens. I'm going to tell y'all what happens with the framework. You excited about LYMG, you just tapped in, you ready to learn, and you don't give a half of a ham sandwich about what the charts are doing. You just come in and go, hey, man, we doing some trades today? Yeah, can we get some money? You don't know what phase the market is in. You don't know if it's consolidating, breaking out, or trending. So here's what I mean in the beginning. I'm gonna tie it all in together. Here's what I meant in the beginning when I said we're over entertaining. See, a lot of people who call signals and run these so-called groups, they want to keep you entertained. So they know the market is not moving, but they'll try to get on a 1 minute chart and try to force a move to keep you active and entertained, to help them grow their YouTube channel, their group, to help them grow so that the aesthetics look good. You ain't gonna make no money. And the only way they gonna make money is from keeping you engaged. I'd rather keep you paid. See what I'm saying? I'd rather keep you paid, right? Because I'm at the age where entertainment don't pay bills, right? When my daughter, who was potty trained, decide that, you know what, today I'm gonna pee through 4 pull-ups because Coco Melon Miss Rachel was just that good that I just didn't get up and go to the bathroom. I can't go to the store and buy her pull-ups off of entertainment. I gotta buy it with money. You see what I'm saying? So I want to make sure I stay paid instead of worrying about trying to keep you engaged or entertained. I want to make sure we're spending the time doing the research to give you the proper framework to know this is how I need to be moving and thinking based off what the market is doing and not how I'm feeling, not just because I just came back from the cruise and I need to make $3,000, or I just paid my rent and I have $14 in my account. Man, I need this next trade to hit, right? I need to be able to isolate that, to separate those two things and look and turn that quote unquote desperation into focus. And I just need to focus on that. Look, bringing it all together. You ain't got to say, where do I got to go look? What's the 2 charts you're going to focus on? What's the option chart you're going to focus on? What's the name of that one? What's the options chart you're going to focus on? Bam. Spot. What's the Forex chart you're going to focus on? And what time of the day are you going to do both of these? Is it in the morning or in the evening? Voila. Voila. There it is. So now I can go and look and see, is the market currently consolidating? Right? Is the market currently consolidating? If it is, it's a waiting game. If it's consolidating, we're waiting. Right? If it's consolidating, we're waiting. And what are we waiting on? So look, if it's consolidating, we're waiting. So what are we waiting on? What comes next? You can look right on the list. What comes next? I want everybody who can type to say this with complete confidence because you're looking right at the answer. Let's build confidence here. All right. We're waiting on the breakout, right? So, hey, this is the breakout right here. Bam, just because the breakout happened, do we go ahead and enter right after that breakout candle happens? Yes or no? Talk to me, talk to me. The responses are speeding up now. I like what I see. I like what I see. The confidence is growing. The confidence is growing. So now we have to wait for the breakout to confirm. So we don't enter on the breakout. After the breakout is confirmed, we enter right here. And guess what comes next? So consolidation has already had its chance, right? Consolidation has already passed. Breakout has already passed. What's the only one that's left? Trend. So on every single trade, just like with driving, right? You ever look, how old were you when you were at a four-way like traffic light and you realized that when this one turned red, the other side turned green? And when the other side turned green, the other side turned red. Right? How old were you when you realized that? It's the same thing with the charts, right? Everybody waits their turn. So now you let the consolidation pass on every single trade. Think of it this way. I let the consolidation pass. I don't get excited and enter on the breakout. I wait till the breakout is confirmed. Bam, that's when I enter. So there's nothing left to happen but the trend. All right. So you come up to a light. Boom, it's red. Boom. Traffic has consolidated. It's slowed, meaning a bunch of cars are bunched up into one little spot. Right? Bunch of cars bunched up into one little spot. Right here. All y'all waiting. The traffic turns, the light turns, right? That first car eases up. That first car eases up off the brake and starts to hit the gas, right? But he has to wait for the right of way. He has to wait for the right of way. When that happens, guess what? Because there are two sides to this. Once that breakout candle happens, the bears, the people who were trying to sell, they're now taking caution, right? This is crazy. The bears are taking caution. So they see the bulls breaking out up here, and the bears are going to try to give it one last push. Bam. And when the bears realize they don't have the juice to keep pushing price down, they stop. Their light turns red, and our light goes green. Boom. With this engulfing right here, We enter, make money off the trend, right? So you pull up to the light, it consolidates. Bam, traffic consolidates. First car breaks out. You got to make sure all the traffic is clear. No pedestrians are in the way, nothing like that. Once that is confirmed, boom, light green, traffic flows. Now the traffic is flowing like this instead of being bunched up. Instead of being bunched up at the light like this. Type of one in chat if that makes sense. If you got that. Y'all, that's trading in a nutshell. Now, where's Ty at? I want to make sure Ty is still with us. Yeah, I see you, Ty. Okay, perfect. We've had some conversations. Yep, okay. Good. Good. That's it in a nutshell. So now, once you get your framework right and you go from learning 20 minutes a day, you've just learned the master pattern of trading. Now it's just doing what? Knowledge gap, filling in knowledge gaps, filling in knowledge gaps, filling in knowledge gaps, right? Filling in knowledge gaps. By the time you get to week 4, you're going to be so confident. Just wait for red, yellow lights to pass. And then when it's green, get paid. Wait for consolidation. When it's consolidate, we wait. Breakout, watch for the fake out. Consolidate, we wait. Breakout, watch for the fake out. Meaning be caution, yellow light, don't go just yet. Once the breakout is confirmed, bam, green. We're getting paid. Type of 1 in the chat if you got it. Type of 1 in the chat if you got that. All right. And that's for every trade. Every trade. Just let the other side do their thing. Let the charts clear out. Right? Let the consolidate, we wait. Breakout, watch for the fake out. All right? Breakout, watch for the fake out. Trend is our friend because we're getting paid. So don't hop in the chat. Don't go from chat to chat. Go from chat to chart. Right? Don't go from chat to clock. Go from chat to chart. All right? And then don't just hop in the chat and go, is it too late? Look on the chart and see if it's too late. See if you're actually getting a better deal. You see what I'm saying? See what's going on. Don't go from chat to Robinhood. All right? So please type me in the chat if you learned something tonight. If you got value from the night, type me in the chat. All right? Type yes in the chat if you gain a new level of confidence. Great. Now, type yes if you feel like, oh yeah, I really believe I'm going to make money doing this. I can see it now. If you can see it now. And that's what we want. That's what we want. So y'all see, y'all trusted something from the internet and you see it's the real deal. And for many of you, for everybody, you didn't have to get taxed to get here. Right? No games were played, no internet schemes or scams. We really do this. So I always say this because I want people who are coming in with their attention at 100, not attention at 20, skepticism at 80. You see what I'm saying? Or attention at 10, excitement at 90. Because we don't get results that way. Remember, get excited every single day that you're disciplined, right? And you get your 20 minutes in, get excited. You get to the end of the week, get excited. Here's another goal hack. Here's another brain hack for goal setting. The people, the team that set more goals are the people and the teams who will be more successful. The average person only sets goals one time a year, and that's New Year's, new year, new me. That's why 88% of them don't reach their goals. But if you start setting goals for yourself every day, you now have to analyze and say, did I reach my goal today? You now have to ask yourself real life questions. Did I reach my goal today or did I not? Most people set a goal in January and don't check back in with themselves until dang on December. But you have a goal that you can set every day. Did I get my 20 minutes in? Bam. And then when you do, get excited. And that's gonna feed your brain the fuel to do it the next day. You see what I'm saying? And the next day, and the next day. So if you see how much you just learned, if this is your first meeting with us, or your second or third, if you see how much you just learned just from tonight, imagine how much more you're going to learn going forward. That's why I told the people, like, the meetings are going to be progressive, right? Because I don't like, number one, these days, I just had to get some glasses. Like, I don't like staring at screens for all that long anymore. Number one. So I'm not going to have the same meeting every week answering the same questions when we just took an hour and 42 minutes to answer questions, to gain clarity, do all of that. So it's going to be available on it's going to be available for replay, but we're going to build from this going forward. So that way we're progressing. We're not just revolving. We're not just going through a circular door, but we're moving forward like on an escalator. So think of LYMG as the escalator. Anybody ever been to the airport and you got the high speed escalator, and then when you walk, you actually get to where you're going faster? You're walking on the escalator as the escalator is moving forward. Anybody ever experienced that before? So you got your little cool luggage. You're walking on the escalator as it's moving forward. That's what LYMG is. It's the escalator. All we ask you to do is walk on the escalator. Now, if you stood still on the escalator, you still get to where you're going. It's not as fast. You see what I'm saying? That makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So now, we're partners. We're going to be partnered with you in your learning. Your learning. The only thing you're accountable right now is getting your 20 minutes in per day, right? And then filling in those knowledge gaps, and we go from here. That's why we say LYMG is a family. We really care. This is not the place to, if you have a question, hold it back because you don't want to feel stupid, all of that stuff. We don't do that here. We don't scam, we don't scheme, we don't shame. All right. So thank you everybody for tapping in tonight. And we're gonna be back at it. We're gonna be back at it. So we have our weekly roundup meeting on Thursdays. That's when we're also going to go over some trades to see how we did for the week. What was our performance? Once again, that's our way of making sure we're setting goals and analyzing those goals, right? So it's so much more we can go into. New people, if you want me to drop some reading, want me to drop some reading material that I think would be good to help you with your framework outside of trading, just to help you become the best trader, the most profitable trader that you could be, just type me in the chat. All right. I'll start dropping some great books. One of my favorite, I'm gonna drop the audio book link to it, is Neuro Discipline. It's a lot of you'll hear some terms that might sound a little intimidating at first, but it's all the stuff a lot of stuff that I'm telling you about, how our brain operates, how our brain is programmed to run towards pleasure and run away from pain. Neurodiscipline shows you how to wire your brain to be successful, basically, how to neurologically wire your brain. So a lot of stuff y'all heard me repeating over and over and over again, that was intentional. It was just little practices, things like that. All right. So I want to make sure the squad has access that information. So thank y'all. Thank y'all tonight. If y'all don't mind, because it helps, because this world, y'all know, a lot of y'all came through from IG. Y'all know it's a lot of scams. Y'all know it's a lot of phonies. It's a lot of boo-boo out here. If you could drop just a review of how you thought tonight went, you know, if you learned something, you could drop a review in the chat, in the LYMG Clubhouse chat. I'll grab that and I'll use it as content, right? I'll grab it, use this content to help us, you know, attract more new members and show up. This is a safe space to really learn and really get money. All right. So if y'all do that for me, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. That's even more valuable than money or anything like that initially. All right. So any questions before we go? All right. All right, everybody. Have a blessed night. Yeah, so is Robinhood the only way to trade? No, Robinhood and SoFi. So, Ms. Jones, did you set up the SoFi? We have Robinhood and SoFi. You could trade options on those both. And then for Forex, we have KOT Forex, along with a video that shows you how to trade on KOT. But right now, I will focus on options. Next week, we'll go ahead and get y'all right with the Forex setup. All right. Everybody have a blessed night. And peace. We'll see y'all. Remember, please drop a little review, a little comment in the clubhouse. That'll mean the world to us. Thank you. Everybody have a good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Night night.
All righty, y'all.